Okay, so just clean my hands and we're going to kind of work now more in the snow here. So I got a light gray. Here, let's kind of move these to the side. Light gray, a lavender. Let's go with the white and that cream color. That cream I talk about a lot that I really like. One of my favorite sticks by Neopastel. All right, we'll get some of that in there. That's just another white. Maybe even a little bit of this kind of pink color here. Let's see what that looks like here in the foreground. Here, just some of that. Put in that, some of that in there. Kind of enhances the light, I think, a little bit. Right, a little bit of this pink. And then, where's that gray? We'll put some more of this gray down, and then we'll start adding in the white. And the white should really pop it. Right, and then that lavender here again for the shadowed parts of the snow. Kind of indicate a little path in here. And these long shadows that go across here. Oh, I need another blue. I need that sky blue here, because I was using that as a part of the snow. Right, and it's a little deeper down in there. Might even do a little bit of a Prussian blue right here at the bottom of this. That's the kind of the deepest part of that path. Maybe it's just a little darker there in that little trench. Okay. Right, and then the light kind of reflecting, that light blue kind of reflecting some of that snow on the other side. Right, and then it continues on. So far I haven't used the white yet. I'm trying to save it for kind of the final highlights here. There's obviously, trees here off to the side that we can't see, but they do cast their shadow here, right? They cast their shadow across the scene here, so kind of going for that look there. Okay. Maybe a little bit darker here in that bottom part of that trench on the path. Alright, and then back in here, at the base of these kind of distant trees, I'm going to try a little of this Prussian blue here. Kind of fade a little bit. Add a little bit more dimension to that back here, so some of those trees kind of will pull a little bit more forward to us. Right? I guess like the bigger trunks and branches here would probably do that. You would see them a little bit more. Okay, gives it a little bit more kind of a dimension to it. Right. Yeah, I think that's good. Well, some of those will leave the same, but I think that's pretty good. Kind of pops it out a little. some dark branches, more dark branches in there. Alright, back to the path. I do see a little bit of a brown, maybe, oops, dropped it, hang on, just drop this. Okay, just a little interruption there, but here we go. Trying to add some like dirt, maybe some rocks that are coming through. Right. You could follow that path back in there. And I like this. I like this lavender right up here on this side here, or that shadow. Okay, now let's add a little white. See what the white does for us. Okay, and I'm just going to push in and kind of drop a mark like that. Now the sun white is so easy and creamy that it's really easy to do this with the sun white. The Neopastel white, it's a good white, but I have to use a little bit more pressure to kind of pop that mark in there. The snow is kind of chewed up in this section. It's not smooth, soft. It's kind of choppy, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to kind of put these kind of dabs in here, and I'm kind of pressing in, especially over here too. Right here where it kind of looks like it kind of goes up and then flattens out, so where it kind of hits the light at that angle. Kind of pop that right there. Okay, that's working out whites. You notice I save that white for the last part of it, because I know we're getting pretty close to the end of this painting here. Right, don't use all the white, just in some parts here. Mark it up, brighten up those brights. There we go. Over here where it's catching the light on some of these little twigs and branches here. Right, you can see I'm not going to do white across the whole thing because I want that difference in landscape there to kind of really come through. And over here, same thing, pop some of those with some light, some of this white. Right, you can see how the white here really works to really punch those highlights. And I'm putting in pressure, and I'm kind of doing a kind of a twist, kind of push and twist kind of motion. Right, to get that choppiness of the snow feel that I see here in the reference photo. Alright, now it's pretty good. I wonder if I'm going to use this creme color, as I might not even use it for this painting, but we'll add a little bit of warmth. because this creme really kind of leans, got a slight lean to the yellow here, as you can probably start noticing. So it adds a little bit of warmth to that snow, kind of a sun kind of shining on that a little bit, which is kind of the feel I want. So we'll add a little bit of this cream here. Right, it just adds a different element of light to it. Maybe back in here, and some parts of it are popping through. Again, very delicate as I move back. Okay, you can see how I do that. Now let's go back to this gray, and we're going to work on the white on the back part of the painting using this gray. Okay, there's those bushes over here that also have snow on them back in here. Right, and a lot of these branches here, a lot of these branches back in here have snow on them, so I'm just going to do something like this. Okay, the eye will make it all work. The eye will pull it all together, just random scratches back in there. Okay, and the eye will make it work, and if it's too bright, I just go with the finger again. Right. Okay, don't want it too strong. You want some of those darks to still pop through over here. There you can see that branch there coming out. Yeah, that works. Definitely works. Okay, and then on the tree itself, some of these here, we'll see if a white on some of them will pop through. Right, because some of these branches, even in the foreground, also have some snow sitting on the top of them. So, right, so use the white and light gray for some of those. And we're nearing the corner here. I can see the finish line. Getting ready to call this one good. And almost done here. Just add a little bit more snow back in there. Smooth out that texture back in there. Just by taking my fingers over that. Blur those marks somewhat. Alright, I think that's pretty good. What do you guys think? Yeah, this one actually went pretty easy actually. Snow is getting fun to do when you get it working right, get those highlights right, get the brights correct. Right. Okay, I think we're calling it done here. I'm going to wrap up and we'll sign it. Now I think I'm going to sign it over here. Alright, so let's sign with maybe this bright pink right here. I'll sign my initials here. Okay, I think we're done. Let's take a look. Not bad, right? Seemed to work out okay. I might play around a little bit more with this snow, add a little bit more of a light right in there. Just subtle little changes like that. Yeah, you can tell there's a little path that's cut through here that kind of leads us back to the rest of the painting, and the long shadows in the front. And again, here's the reference. Here's the painting. Get some up close marks, up close shots to it here. Alright, so Craypas plus Neopastel, they work great together. You can do a lot with that, as you can see. And that's just two brands. Did Craypas, just use that to cover the first layer, cover the paper, and then we pop it off with some Neopastels and didn't have to use any scents, so worked out pretty great. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something. And alright, hope you guys have a great day. Goodbye. Hey, so I want to make a couple of quick corrections here. So one of the things that I noticed here is I think these shadows are a little bit too strong. I'm just going to take some light gray and just kind of soften those up a little bit so it's not so striking. It's like too stripy here in the front there. I'll just try to lighten those out a little bit more. So just take a light gray and just kind of go over that a little bit. I just saw it again with like fresh eyes, and it kind of really popped out to me when I didn't see it in the beginning there. So you can see when you look at it there, that's not so bad. It's a little bit better. I just don't want it so stripy there in the front. So just taking that light gray, just going over the top of it, kind of softens that out. Okay, and maybe even bringing a little bit of white. And this white is just not as creamy as that sun white, so it takes a little bit more pressure to get a mark down. That's okay, and I think that's getting a little better there. And I'm just holding my phone here with my left hand. There we go. That's a little better. Maybe even add a little bit more of this kind of pink to some of those. Yeah, it's not so bad. Let's keep going with that. So I just noticed that just kind of looking at it because I went away to do some things, and I came back and looked at it and go, I think I need to change it a little bit. So just kind of picking at it here. I'm going to widen out the path here, adding a little bit more darks here at the base. Widen the path out a little bit more. Okay. Where's the white? There it is. I think that improved it. It was just too strong on the stripy part of these shadows. It just, to me, it just didn't feel right. Just kind of soften some of those shadows there. Okay. Helps to take a break, come back at it with some fresh eyes, and then you can kind of see the parts where you really need to kind of address, and that part of it just kind of stood out to me. There. I think that's a little better. It feels a little bit more chewed up and choppy here, but not so stark with stripes, you know what I mean, on that. Yeah, it softens that out a little bit better, and that's kind of what I was going for. Okay. I think that's better. All right, yeah, I think that's good. So again, let's take a look. Yeah, kind of widen it out a little bit more. A little bit more up here. Maybe add some, maybe some rocks or something in there. This is a black. Yeah, just some rocks or dirt that's kind of showing through. Okay. I think that helps. It kind of lessened down the stripiness of it. There we go. I think it works better now. All right, who knows? Maybe I'll readjust, but I think we're done now. We're just done, but now we're done, and maybe we'll be done. Who knows? All right, there it is, and take it about 4 feet back. Get a good angled shot at it. Angle. And some up close marks. You see highly textured there in the foreground. Right, softer back in there. Okay. Highlights on the trees. I think the trees are pretty good to go. All right, just had to make that adjustment. Okay. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.